The calls I never answered.
My father used to call me every Sunday night, always at the same time, 8:30 p.m. And almost every time, I ignored the call. Sometimes I was busy working. Sometimes I was out with friends. Sometimes I looked at his name on my screen and told myself,
I'll call him back later.
but later slowly became days, and days became months. The UA team go to... My father was never good at conversations. When he called, he always asked the same simple questions. Did you eat? How's work? Are you sleeping enough? That was usually it. No deep talks. No emotional words. Sometimes the silence between us felt awkward, so I began answering less and less. I convinced myself that I was just busy building my future. And maybe, part of me believed there would always be more time. When I was younger, I used to think my father cared more about work than family. He missed birthdays, school events, family dinners. There was always another shift, another overtime night, another reason he came home exhausted. Meanwhile, my friends had fathers who laughed loudly, took vacations, and seemed easy to talk to. Mine simply worked. Quietly. Endlessly. And I mistook his silence for distance. One winter night, my phone rang again. Dad. I stared at the screen while the vibration echoed across my apartment. For a moment, I almost answered. But I was tired, so I let it ring. Then it stopped. A few seconds later, a voicemail notification appeared. I didn't listen to it. Not that night. Not the next morning either. When the first week, 3 days later, my aunt called me crying. My father had suffered a heart attack. By the time I reached the hospital, he was already gone. I remember standing there, unable to breathe. The world suddenly felt strangely quiet, like something enormous had disappeared from it. The look is very... That night, alone in my apartment, I noticed the unopened voicemail again. 8:30 p.m. The final call. My hands trembled as I pressed play. At first, there was only silence. Then I heard my father's voice. Soft. Tired. Older than I remembered. Hey, it's Dad. A small pause. I know you're probably busy. Another silence. I just wanted to hear your voice for a minute. Then he gave a short laugh. The kind people use when they don't want to sound lonely. After that, he said quietly, I saw your childhood photo today. You were smiling so much in it. Another pause. I miss that. For several seconds, he said nothing more. And then, very softly, I'm proud of you, son. I always have been. The message ended there. I must have replayed that voicemail 100 times that night, because suddenly, every missed call became unbearable. Every later became something I could never take back. And for the first time in my life, I realized something painful. My father had been trying to hold on to me in the only way he knew how. Not through long conversations, not through emotional speeches, but through small phone calls every Sunday night. Tiny moments of connection. Quiet reminders that somewhere in this world, someone was thinking about me. Someone was waiting to hear my voice. There's a pleader cop. Now, years later, I still can't delete that voicemail. Sometimes I play it late at night just to hear him again. And every single time, I stop at the same sentence. I just wanted to hear your voice for a minute. Because now I understand something I was too young and too distracted to see before. When people truly love you, they don't always ask for much. Sometimes, they just want a small moment of your time. And sometimes, the deepest heartbreak in life is realizing that the person you were too busy for was the person who loved you the most.